world of American muscle cars, SUVs, and pickups, the Hemi is an icon.
So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I saw this article, this video article posted this morning over by CNBC, you know, as you saw in the intro here. And I got to just say, it's right. I mean, they even made the comments of, yeah, the hurricane is more powerful. The hurricane is puts out more power. Supposedly supposedly, that's the key word. Supposedly a better engine, right? Supposedly. But it's not. You know what? It's just I just don't think it is. And the numbers for sales show that, right? The company that gained, I mean, yes, GMC did gain a bunch of sales, like as you'll see as we get into a different clip here. But Ram was always known for being that affordable option, right? That affordable, powerful, and just like they said, they were like, it's like a luxury vehicle when you get into it, but it doesn't have to be a luxury vehicle. But even like this, right? Like this one, not the Longhorn, but my regular Laramie, the one that I drive almost every day, still has like little accents of Alcantara all around it, right? On the doors, other stuff, 12-inch screen, all of this stuff. And it was priced less than what you could buy a Bighorn for today. It's just crazy. You know, I talked about buying my Ram Rebel. The Ram Rebel was what? 62 grand out. I had every effing option I could put on that thing in 2020. And it was like 62 grand out the door. There was no like incentive, powered out, none of that shit. Just what I paid for it. And just to see where we're at right now is just like, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But so you go from all of these JD Power Awards, all of these Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards, to now, which here's the thing, there's still a desirable truck. It's just you've priced out most of your customer base, right? That was the thing. Ram at one point, as you hear in this article, right? Ram at one point was within striking distance of Ford F-150 sales. That is like the holy effing grail of pickup truck sales, all right? To pass the Silverado, first of all, insane. But to be right there, to be within a few thousand units of getting close enough to pass Ford is huge. It's absolutely huge. So to see this shit, now, and see that, somebody was commenting, I haven't responded to them yet. I got an email from one of the subscribers, whatever. Somebody sent me an email talking about the pricing on these new Rams and how it's ridiculous. And I have to agree. They talk about the pricing of these Rams and how it's cheaper to go get an F-150 with a V8 in it than it is to buy a Ram. As I was saying before my camera so rudely interrupted me by falling, you know what? It's just, that's another thing, right? Being out here, it's just hot as balls. Anything I stick on the window is like dead. It's not staying. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I put it on the tint, the tint feels like it's hotter than the window. I don't know. But, oh my God, I'm just over it. Anywho's, as I was saying, they've priced out the customer base that put them within striking distance of Ford, right? You're at a point where it's cheaper to buy a V8 F-150 than it is to buy one of these new V8 Rams. And that's, by the way, it's e-torque, right? So it's not even like, there's no alternator. It's got this different hybrid system on it. So it's not the same as, just a naturally aspirated 5.0 V8. And I know other Mopar guys, shout out to my dude Sip TB on Snapchat and Instagram and whatnot. He got one of those F-150s. He loves that damn thing. It's loud, it's fast, it's like a Mustang with a pickup truck. I just don't see the win or the path forward for it to be a win for Ram, I mean, yes, you're going to get those initial orders, and Tim is right in that clip. 12,000 orders or whatever in the first day. Some people reported 10. Now we know that it was actually like closer to 13,000 customer orders. That's outside of the almost 100,000 orders from dealerships. These are customer orders that came in. These are not dealership orders, right? So is it going to look good on this quarter? Yes. You know, because people want to get it. They don't know if they're going to be around, right? But can you imagine what the numbers would be? And they would still make way more profit. I've looked at the numbers, right? I know how much they make off each truck. And I got a separate video coming from that. How much the parts cost, how much the labor costs, how much they make off each unit. And if they lowered it by just 6%, just 6%, which doesn't sound like a huge number, right? But just 6%, right? And then have your normal incentives or whatever you do when you want to move units. They could increase sales by 15%. And I know you're going to say, well, 15% is not a lot, TK. It's 15,000 trucks for every 100,000 you sell. God. Anywho's, I give up. Evidently, I'm not allowed to record a video today. My camera won't even stay stuck to the damn window. It's just ridiculous. But anywho's, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below after this thing with CNBC this morning about the Hemi coming back and where they're going. I've seen all of the dumbass media in Europe talking about, oh, they're going to fail now because they gave up on EVs. Everybody's giving up on EVs. So miss me with that bullshit. There's not infrastructure for it. When you're in a climate like this in Nevada where it's 100 and some effing degrees, you lose almost half your effing range. So try this one more time and hope that the camera doesn't fall. But Jesus Christ. So overall, the only thing I don't agree with in this segment or that segment from CNBC is they're going to fall behind in the electric race. Nobody's falling behind in the electric race. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not concerned about that at all. I'm really not. When it comes to the electrification of, you know, like trucks, they've tried it. You know, like, look, Tesla can't sell what they have now with the Cybertruck, and I know it looks like a trash can. Shout out to my dude, OC Motivator. More on that soon. I have an update on that, which I'll probably post later today. But I think Ram and Stellantis is on the right track by going after and giving customers what they want. There's no more risk of fines. There's no more risk of, if I don't do this in a certain time, you know, if I don't get this type of fuel economy, I got to pay millions or hundreds of millions of dollars of fines. Manufacturers don't have to do that right now. So I think it's an absolute no-brainer for them to get this done, to go back to what sells. And are they ever going to get back to getting close to touching Ford in sales in a year? It all comes down to price, man. And as I was saying earlier, you know, you can't price your primary customers out and expect to win. You can't. And I know for them, it's, you know, publicly traded. It's they're about making profits, and yes, you might be able to make more profits by making less vehicles for charging more. I understand how that works, but I think you expand the brand, you expand the base, and i.e. bring more people into the fold by, like I said, lowering that price just a little bit. You know, you increase your profit. Like I said, if you lower that price by 6%, you increase profits by 15%. You do that, you're making, you know, an extra, you know, on every 100 grand, you're making an extra 15,000 by just lowering it a little bit, and it eats up the cost of what you gave up, right? I'm going to do a breakdown with charts and stuff to make you guys understand what I'm talking about there a little bit better. Because it will show that when you do it the right way, and maybe my way is not the right way. Maybe Tim and Antonio Filosa have a different philosophy, and they're going to do what they want to do to make the company profitable. And I hope it works for them. I've always been the guy who I'd rather move units. I'd rather move numbers, have extremely positive cash flow, and take my shots where I can, man. It's almost like shout out to my dude John Sarasani, man. Another Notre Dame alum. I'll say this. You know, his biggest thing, and this is about gambling, right, is bankroll management. And I don't know if you notice, if you pay attention to his content, and it's not clickbait. People think, oh, he never, loses, or he doesn't always win. He doesn't. He's posted losses. But he wins over time, over a year, right? Because we're all going to take L's, and that includes Stellantis. But he wins over the year because he picks his spots, and he has good bankroll management. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think the revival of the Hemi is self-explanatory. It was absolutely needed for survival. But I think if the pricing isn't done right, we're going to continue to see that downward spiral. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Our Tesla Model S giveaway is wrapping up in 3 days. That includes today. So on the 16th, so on the 17th at 12:01 a.m., that's it. No more entries. That's going to be it on that car right now. We do have those 20X entries from now until the 16th. So if you want to get in on that, go to tksgarage.com. Every dollar counts as 20 entries. With that said, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest time.
Percocet, Miley Percocet.